Action. Hello, it's Kembra Pfahler. And this is the Manual of Action. Volcano. The class this week is called Volcano. This class is all about exchanging your ideas and thoughts with another person. This is one of the first times in the Manual of Action that I'm going to ask you to consider working with another. The reason it's called Volcano is because I got inspired once taking my mother to the Natural History Museum in Philadelphia, and we went to see a film about a great exploding volcano. I was sitting next to my mother, and it occurred to me that my mother was like a volcano. The volcano representing creation and birth and explosion of new ideas. Volcano, this course, is not about making a PowerPoint presentation, but actually presenting your ideas about Availabism, about Classism, about the other courses that we've got going in the Manual of Action. It's about sharing what you've discovered about liminality, what you've thought about Availabism. So Volcano invites you to start working with another. If you're really isolated and you don't have anyone in your support system, there's a couple of things that you can do. Reach out online by way of making a posting about what you're doing. Wanted. A guitar player for that was someone screaming wildly outside, probably because they couldn't find anyone to participate in their project. So if you don't have any ideas about how you're going to start creating community, if there's no one around you that you think will be interested in working with you, do you have any family members that might help you? Do you have anyone in your workplace that might be interested in working with you on a 3-minute performance? We can work on forming community and work on ways of getting people interested in your work throughout this entire course, okay? So I don't want you to worry or stress about any of this, all right? You're just going to make the best use of what's available. And, I guess we formed the Voluptuous Horror of Karen Black many, many years ago. And it was at a time when you were able to put flyers up or look in the newspaper to find band members or people to collaborate with. These days we've got, social media. We've got all different ways to connect with people. What I want to encourage you all to do is try to connect with people IRL, in person. And I know for a lot of people that can be really stressful, but there's ways of vetting and beginning a conversation with people that I really want you to consider doing, okay? In a safe and holistic way, Just try to have courage to ask the right questions, and basically what you're putting out there to the world is what you're doing and what you're learning about in the Manual of Action. I've got one really wonderful thing to share with you this week as far as a reading or a film for you to look out for. What I'd like for you to watch, if you can, is a film about a great filmmaker called Jack Smith. And the film is called Jack Smith and the Destruction of Atlantis. Jack Smith made some wonderful films in the 60s, one called Flaming Creatures, and my favorite, a film called Normal Love. But Jack Smith is a wonderful example of a director and a person who is in their own films, who really had a wonderful way of forming community and a wonderful way of choosing the most incredible people to work with. And that's something that's a really important part of the Manual of Action is forming community at a time that we're really working in almost a vacuum rather than a volcanic explosion, which is what this course is about this week. Okay, so again, good luck in reaching out to begin forming community around your project. And have a wonderful time watching Jack Smith and the Destruction of Atlantis. I got to be in a film with Jack Smith, and I actually got to know him in the Lower East Side of Manhattan. I got to meet one of my favorite filmmakers. We can all work together on this project. The people that are connecting with this CIRCA project, that might make it feel a little less frightful, okay?